Hello everyone, this is another episode of Two Limes and a Lemon, the podcast that does everything film. This week we are looking at 6 steps, what was it?
6 degrees of separation.
This season we're looking at 6 degrees of separation. So we're choosing different films and looking at ways we can connect that by films, actors, locations, whatever you want. It has to somehow connect to the previous film. And I'm up first, and I've chosen the best film of all time. No one can sort of debate anything against it. This is the best film ever made. It's the Around the World in 80 Days.
Are we having theme music? Like, how do we... Is it just start with us talking?
Yeah, Dave's going to do us some, like, a jingle, I think.
Dave.
Nat.
Danielle.
Two Limes and a Lemon. So hello, I'm Dave and I'm joined with Danielle and Natalie. Say hello guys.
Hello guys.
Hello guys.
Hello. And before we go into the greatest film that I believe, and majority of this podcast would believe that this is the best film ever made, we do a thing called What Have You Been Consuming? So we look back at what we'll be doing this week. This could be actual food, this could be films or TV shows or games, just what have we generally be doing this week. So I'm going to start off with Natalie. What have you been up to?
Well, I have been away this week on holiday, which I was originally going to be my consuming, but I watched a movie yesterday and I felt like, not that it topped my holiday, but it was worth talking about. So I watched the movie Apex on Netflix, which is starring Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton. And it was really good. Have either of you seen it?
I haven't even heard of it, I don't think.
I've seen a photo of it.
The premise of it is Charlize Theron is like a thrill seeker. So she, like, when we're introduced to her, she's like climbing a big old mountain and stuff. Her partner, like, gets killed at the beginning. And then she is like, well, I'm not climbing mountains anymore. I'm going to go and do something else. So she goes to the Australian outback. And she meets the Taron Egerton character, and it becomes like this kind of cat and mouse chase where he's like, you've got these supplies, like, you've got to get obviously away, and he's like chasing her down this river. It's like high octane, like it never lets up for a minute. He's so like psychopathic. It's really good. So I would definitely recommend watching it.
How old is this one?
It's this year. I think it's only literally just come out.
Oh.
I haven't seen a film that's had me so, like, gripped. It's kind of got, like, everything, because, like, me and Dave love watching, like, you know that, what was that one where there was, like, 2 girls up a big pole that was, like...
The Fall.
Oh. Yeah, like, the Fall, like, the tension of that being up high. Then you've also got, like, the tension of this, like, hunter, like, stalker trying to, like, it's, like... It fills a load of boxes of, like, those sorts of films that we like.
Danielle, what have you been consuming?
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I don't know if cat and mouse chasing movies are my forte. You talking about that fall one? That one, even the trailer for that one stressed me out too much. I was like, I don't want to watch that.
I have, like, a terrible fear of heights. Like, even in games, when I jump off of high ledges, I get that feeling in my stomach, like you're on a swing. Yeah, so this movie, I was like, I hate it.
I can't wait to watch it. Maybe we should do it on this pod.
We could do. It is good. I'd happily watch it again.
I'm somebody that loves live music. In recent years, I haven't really gone to a lot of live music events for multiple reasons. But, like, one of them is seeing music live has become so prohibitively expensive anymore. And so I was excited the last 2 weekends that the Coachella Festival live streams all of their content. Now, I had a conversation with a friend of mine who was like, I don't know about how I feel about, bands' live sets being live streamed. And I said, well, I think it's one thing when it's a smaller band and it's, they rely a lot more on their sales and stuff. But whenever you've got, like, Sabrina Carpenter and Justin Bieber and Coachella, like, it's this insanely expensive thing that people are getting paid. Like, Justin Bieber got some insane amount, $1 million to perform these 2 weekends.
Play some YouTube videos.
And so Yeah, but I highly recommend next year checking it out because they do a pretty good job at getting diverse music sets. So I have a friend at work who ended up spending the 2 weekends a bit against her will because her husband wanted to watch DJ sets. And so there was one stage that just kept playing DJ sets. And then there's these like big ones that everybody's going to be talking about, Sabrina Carpenter and Justin Bieber. But the thing that excited me this year was they had these older acts too, like David Byrne from the Talking Heads performed. He's in his 70s and he did this amazing set, and the band Devo, who had the 80s song Whip It, performed.
Oh yeah.
And then and they were great. They're probably in their 70s too. And they're in these smaller stages, and they don't have this insane crowd like the Justin Bieber thing is going to have, but it's still like this energy, even watching it from your couch. And then there were like a couple of bands that I'd heard of names before that I thought, oh, I'll just check it out to be, if I'm interested or not. And I now have some new faves. This Love, I think her name is. She's Swedish, something Norwegian-ish, and she does like jazz, like a new take on jazz standards and bossa nova.
Okay.
But my ultimate favorite was a K-pop band that I used to listen to about 10 years ago, are having their 20th reunion, and they did the closing of Sunday night, and they were just so amazing, and I've been listening to Big Bang all week because I spent 2 weekends. The other thing is it's live streaming, so I'm on the East Coast of the U.S. It takes place on the West Coast, so I was like 2 weekends in a row, 1:30 in the morning, like, oh, I'm going to stay up and watch an hour of this K-pop band and then try and fall asleep. And I did it 2 weekends in a row because I thought, oh, well, the second weekend, there's all these, like, special guests that are showing up at these Coachella shows. Maybe somebody special will show up at the Big Bang, like another K-pop band will show up.
Didn't Madonna turn up at somebody's?
Yeah, Madonna showed up at Sabrina Carpenter's set.
Right,
so I was like, this means that Top, who was in the band, but had quit the band, and he's the guy who played Thanos in the Squid Games. I was convinced. I was like, he's going to come in and he's going to do a rap with them.
Josh Brolin?
No.
I've been consumed by One Piece. I know I spoke about it before, but I finally hit over 1,000 episodes.
Yay!
And anyone who's thinking about watching One Piece, and sorry for One Piece
thing?
diehard. No, this is just like
the anime
one thing. Yeah,
oh.
I would say just go watch the Netflix because that's quicker probably. But I'm gonna keep going with it because it's nearing its end, I think. But it's not worth watching.
1,000
Wait,
I'm
episodes
1,000
in.
I'm like
1,000 episodes.
Yeah.
Was it worth watching it like episode 500?
So there's like an arc that I can't remember what episode it was, but it was like ages ago, and there was this bit where Luffy, the main character, and Usopp, one of his like first crewmates, kind of had a fight, and they broke up as friends. It was that was the best episode I've seen for ages, and that was before they revamped it all and stuff. So that was like episode probably like 300 or something, and I've not seen an episode where I've been like hooked as much as that one.
So 700 episodes later, there's not been enough as good as that.
There's not been anything, but I don't know how to. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm already there. I may as well just keep watching. I'm on like episode 1070 now.
But I don't this doesn't jibe with what I know of your personality. I've never known somebody else so quick to delete a game that they don't want to play anymore.
I don't know, because I think I've just spent enough time, and I'm like, I've been told by one of my friends that it's going to end soon, so it's getting to its ending. And I was like, but I was speaking to people before, like, just like, I don't feel there's no need to watch it. It's okay, but I've lost my like drive for it like a few arcs ago, and I was like, if anyone's like, I'm going to watch One Piece, I'm like, because I've been skipping. Okay, so some episodes I have been skipping because I can tell it's filler, and like I just watched the previously on, and I skipped to the end and look for what happens in the next episode. It's like, in the next episode, this is happening. Because I know, like, I'm looking at, like, this is so much filler. I don't know what I'm skipping. So I've been looking at things online to help me figure out what to watch and what not to watch. But at that point, you should just stop watching, right?
Yeah, probably.
No,
I mean, you should just stop watching.
No, I mean, I've gone too deep in. I've at least watched a full, 700 episodes without skipping, I think. I think there's at least 300 I've probably skipped through, just skimming them or something like that. The main event. So, yeah, something I'm not liking to now the best film ever.
Talk about One Piece more.
No!
About this movie.
So, I was so excited to pick this movie. This movie is one of my feel-good films. If I'm feeling low or I just need to just have a good time, I stick on the 2004 film Around the World in 80 Days. I was very, very lucky to have watched this at the cinema.
I know, I'm so jealous.
I know. I'm so happy I got the opportunity to do that. And I didn't know that one of my fellow podcasters, Natalie, was also as obsessed with this movie as I am.
How did you not know?
I didn't know.
We met in 2001, but we didn't become fully fledged friends till 2006. So that would have Around the World in 80 Days happened within that time period. So we hadn't started talking about these sort of things,
movies and stuff. And I'd be like, "Do you like Around the World in 80 Days?" It's like, wait, what?
Lord of the Rings brought us together more, but this was this is the cherry on top.
Yeah. And it's weird because with Nat, I know you hate slapstick comedy.
I know,
but this is full of it.
This is the exception to that rule.
Yeah, because it's so good. It's got an all-star cast. I'll do a little bit of synopsis for those. If you haven't watched it and you listen to us, just because you go, "Oh, these guys are obsessed," why don't you stop the podcast, go put it on, have a lovely time,
you won't
and then
regret
come back.
it.
And then you can talk to us about this film. If you hate it, that's fine. You can tell us why you don't like it.
Maybe you listen to this and don't watch it. Save yourself the trouble.
Don't listen to the blasphemer.
Yeah, she knows what she's about. So, it's directed by Frank Coraci. Coraci, is that right?
Yeah.
And the film stars Steve Coogan playing Phileas Fogg and Passepartout played by Jackie Chan. Actually, his name in it is Lao Jing, if you want to go properly. And
spoilers.
Spoilers. He's called someone. And it's about Steve Coogan, Phileas Fogg, making a wager that he can circumnavigate the globe in 80 days. It stars loads and loads of different guest stars and cameos like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jim Broadbent, Kathy Bates, she's Queen Victoria. There's so many lovely cameos. So if you're a 2000 millennial person,
yeah, for one scene.
Yeah, Macy Gray. She's stuck in the house and there's a baby on fire or something.
Why are we talking about her?
Something's caught on fire.
Later on, he says bye bye, mama or whatever, and she's like, I always thought she used to say Macy, her name, but it was Merci because they're in France.
Yeah.
It was only when I had the subtitles on this time watching it for this, I was like, oh, she actually says Merci.
Macy, that's me. Well, that could be the play on words. They might have done it for that because this film.
I thought it was because she called her by mama, and then she was telling him her name, call me Macy.
By mama. I don't really know where to start with this film. Why do we like it so much, do you think? Should we talk about that?
Yeah, this is what I would like to start off with. I do not understand, and I will come up with my points of why I do not understand why you guys love this movie so much. I need to understand why you love this film so much. Did you see it at a certain part of your life? Was there some sort of event it coincided with?
This film, to me, harks back to, a 90s child movie, I think, in that it's almost like a road trip movie where although you're not going to mystical places and they're just actual places in the world, it's hitting all of those points of it's going to Paris, it's going to Turkey, Istanbul, America, I don't know, there's just this feeling of an epic adventure. And obviously you've got the building of the flying machine, you've got a hot air balloon. It's I suppose it's planes, trains and automobiles, but on a old fashioned scale. And also, like, for me, I just love, like, the camaraderie of the characters. And I always say this in different films, especially these, like, road trip movies like Michael, where, like, the main trio, so you've got Phileas Fogg, Passepartout, and Monique, who's, like, an artist that they find in Paris. Like, their camaraderie together, I think, is just, like, a perfect, like, trinity, where they all kind of bounce off each other. Obviously, there's, like, a hint of romance, and I don't know, I just love it. Dave?
Yeah, it's Phileas Fogg, isn't it? And it's his journey of self-discovery that he doesn't have to be this recluse man, and he can be a bit wacky and then make friends on the way, because he's quite
self-absorbed.
Yeah, and like just doesn't want to go out of his day-to-day or anything like that, and he just learns to appreciate the world and the place. And it was filmed all over the place and filmed in such different locations, and like there's this whole kind of like they save time for like a sub-story with Passepartout with this Jade Buddha, and it's almost like this like action film mixed with this sort of like man traveling the world. And it's so, I don't know, the comedy, I love it. It's visual comedy as well. There's a scene that I love where I always love it, is when so there's a Chinese warlord general who is like, oh, we'll get the Jade Buddha or something, and throws something at Jim Broadbent, and they duck and walks away, and then he's all like, a female general, what sort of pathetic man takes orders from a woman? And then it kind of does a slight pan, and it's got Queen Victoria in the background, and it's just like so fun. I just find it funny, and it's all this sort of over the top British accents. They're all like, oh, Simon. It's all just a bit silly.
Also, there's Inspector Fix, who is sent after them.
You scorched me, Willie.
To try and get the Jade Buddha back, and also to to slow Phileas down so that he doesn't do it in 80 days. And like the stuff that happens to that poor guy.
He gets back early. How did you get back? It's like, I took this way because he's got like broken arms and everything, hasn't he? Because he's just been through the ringer.
I hated both Jim Broadbent and Ewan Bremmer in this. They were both like acting at 200,
I love it.
Yelling all the time. Like it was such broad performances. It just
but he's just like shouting at everyone, I'll get you for this, Phileas Fogg. It's all just like pantomime, and like I feel like the actors knew what they were doing. Yeah.
And I know that the like me and Dave could pretty much quote this whole movie by heart as we were doing. But I don't like, obviously there's so many quotable things that we come out with. I'd love to see if there was anything that you were like, oh, that's kind of like a memorable quotable line.
I only know the quotable. Like I was saying, the first time I met Natalie, we were at a dinner, and you guys started my bagging or whatever the hell that scene was, and I was just so clueless. I was like, what is this inside joke? I do not understand. I'm going to politely laugh so I don't seem rude. My bag! Oh, my bag. That's hilarious.
The devil stole my purse.
No lines jumped out at me.
It's hilarious that we, like, there is so many lines that obviously to everybody else they wouldn't even give him a second thought. Yeah. But to me and Dave, like, every time they say that, we like look at each other like, ooh.
Yeah. It's like the whole film. Like when there's a bit at the start where Jackie Chan's flying on the turbo thing because he's come off
the machine,
the track, and he's just spinning a man around in a circle. We're like, oh, good morning. And it's like, that's not even a quote, but we know it. It's just anything in that line.
Can I tell you, when I was watching that, when I saw that scene, I was like, oh, that's 100% one of the things that the two of them probably quote to each other.
So yeah, Danielle, what is it? Did you enjoy the film or not?
No.
No. Okay. So why?
I thought it was really badly directed. The flow kind of felt off to me. The thing that killed me were the like 90s CD-ROM titles and graphics.
Yeah.
So bad. Yeah. No, it was throughout. Anytime
between they went to a different country.
Yeah, it was like I was going to learn about like a video encyclopedia or something. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I was not surprised to learn this director was the director of like Waterboy, and he's an Adam Sandler friend of Adam Sandler, and I think maybe that's like the comedy kind of felt like that to me. If anything, like, I remember around this time Jackie Chan had really started taking off in the US. Some friends of mine and I had watched some of his...
Like Rush Hour and stuff.
Yeah, Rush Hour and Shanghai. There were a few Shanghai films.
I love Shanghai Noon and Nights, yeah.
Like, right before he started doing US films, there were a few of the older films that got dubbed and had started circulating in the US. And so I remember like really liking him, and then the US like the English language films never quite translated to me. But I do really respect him as like his performance is he was, I think, 50 when he did this, and the physicality is just insane. And
yeah, he does so much.
Like, if I were hard pressed to say thing I like about it, I like that they've taken this very classic Jules Verne story. The original book was from like 1872, and it's been adapted in so many different ways. And that whole like focusing it on Passepartout being actually this like Chinese guy that's trying to get something back for his village, and they go back to China, and there's the whole story there. I thought that was pretty compelling and interesting. And if anything, for me, the Phileas Fogg's part in this felt tacked on. Like, he felt like I cared less about his growth than what the Jackie Chan character was going through. And like, once his story resolved, I really didn't need to go further. Like, I could have gone halfway around the world in 40 days and been pretty happy.
I just like every place they go to, there's like a big moment in each area. So like, for example, when they go to Turkey and there's the whole, when they go to Turkey and meet Arnie, but when they go to India, and there's that massive sort of set fight scene and like...
Yeah. Oh no, any of the Jackie Chan stuff. Like, if it was a Jackie Chan movie, the scene in, I think it's Istanbul, because that's where the Orient Express goes
Istanbul,
to.
yeah.
The fighting scene there, the fighting scene in China, the fighting scene at the Statue of Liberty, I thought were all pretty, like, well choreographed and interesting to watch. Like,
when he goes... like all the stunt people are just on it, and like... And they're very good at their visual comedy. Like, it's like, he's in France.
It's very inventive.
Yeah, like they're in France with the paint, and he's like drawing the flowers on the blank canvas.
As people up.
Yeah, it's just lots of visuals, storytelling, not just we're watching fights, we're watching...
But I think that was the Jackie Chan thing. I think that was sort of why he ended up getting the career in English language, because he wasn't just doing straight martial arts films. Like, his films in Asia had a lot of slapstick and comedy to them. He did, like, The Drunken Master and, I can't remember the other names of them. But, like, very well choreographed and interesting to watch, not just, like, a melee. At the end of the day, this was, like, a major flop. It was probably one of, like, the biggest...
Which is really sad for me and Nat.
Well, it is, because I remember hearing when it first came out that they had kind of, like, planned, like, a little cinematic universe or something for this. Like, it was going to be, like, this, Journey to the Center of the Earth, and, like, Atlantis. And I'm like, I've been deprived of, like, 2 additional films here.
And, like, they did...
That would have been amazing.
And they did kind of like a Brendan Fraser Journey to the Center of the Earth. So maybe that could have been the script that would have been Around the World in 80 Days.
And, like, I was talking to Dave about this. I was like, my theory is that they'd have done, like, Journey to the Center of the Earth next, and then it would have been, like, Phileas and Monica, like, they're kind of, like, on the rocks a little bit, but then at the end of that one, they decide to actually get married, and then the third one in Atlantis, they'd have had, like, a kid, and it would have been, like, you know, The Mummy Returns, kind of, like, oh, they've got a kid now, like, and then I think Dave said Passepartout then decides he falls in love in Atlantis and stays behind with his, I'm just saying, like, if anyone wants to have us direct or, like, plan the next movie.
I think you should write your own fanfic.
Yeah, we always like, because Passepartout would fall in love. Yeah, Passepartout would find someone and fall in love in Atlantis, and he has to do this sort of, like, farewell to Phileas Fogg that he's going to stay in Atlantis, because Atlantis needs to be locked forever from the world, and him and Monique and his kids.
And they need a protector, and he's really good at
and they would have left, and it's all like, me and that would have been like, best trilogy ever.
We've only sold 2 tickets to these films, but we sold them like 300 times for these 2 people.
might have known about this movie in the cinema, like, I don't think they'd have had as much of a flop, let's say that.
It's like a 5.9 on IMDb, but...
I know, I saw IMDb earlier. I was like, what's other people said? I'm like, they're all wrong.
They don't understand pure comedy. I don't know. Something about this film just...
It's got heart. It's got heart to it. Like, Phileas, he's like you say, all reserved, and then these, like, even if he hadn't got around the world in 80 days, I still feel like the journey would have been enough, because he'd made a friend, he fell in love, realised, like, there's more outside of his little tiny house.
That's literally a quote from the film, isn't it? I fell in love, and made a friend.
Before we get to that, I didn't believe the love story either. I didn't.
No,
it just felt like tacked on. Like, you have a woman traveling along with them. There has to be a love story. Why can't she just be another pal that is along for the adventure?
No, love story works.
No, I like the love story. Yeah.
Actually, one interesting thing, I looked up a little bit about the history of the story, and she's not a character in the original book. So the original book, he meets a woman in India, and then she joins them in their travels. I think her name is like Anuda. And then that woman is also in the 1956 film, but for some reason played by Shirley MacLaine, who's clearly not Indian in any way. So the version that I remember most fondly was a 16-episode cartoon that I used to watch as a kid before school. Like, they did like reruns of it. So the original was in 1972, and in the 80s, I remember watching it in the mornings before school. And in that one, they had a completely different motivation. In that, Phileas Fogg wants to marry a woman named Belinda Mays, and he ends up making a bet with Mr. Fix, who is her uncle.
Right.
And then there's also like a monkey companion along for the ride in that one.
Why not?
Good old Arnold Schwarzenegger's Governor Arnie's performance in this. He was the sole winner of awards for this film. Apparently, it was nominated for 2 Razzies, which he didn't win.
Good, because he was great in this movie.
But he did win something called the Stinker Awards, where he won, like, the worst supporting actor, and then the film itself won most unnecessary remake, which I think was an interesting category.
Clearly not unnecessary.
Cut all this, Nat. Cut all this. You don't need any of this.
Facts. Just spitting hard facts over here. But yeah, you guys defend Arnold Schwarzenegger's performance in this?
I think he's great.
Yeah, he's playing his little guitar, his hair. It's like, no, my statue of me.
Like, I've never seen Arnold Schwarzenegger in a role like this before. Like, to see him, like, as like this prince, as like got 7 wives. Like, it's hilarious.
Well, this is like his last one before he went into politics.
Yeah,
so I think this
what a great one to go out on. Yeah,
he's gonna be remembered for.
Because it was top tier, so he didn't need to do another one.
I mean,
he's like, I can't top this.
Who would think of casting an Austrian man as a Turkish prince?
Worst line is the like, she must be the 11th tiger, and she does that little meow. Yeah, that's the worst line in the whole film.
Can you give the whole line to the audience?
Yeah, so they've just beat General Fang in New York, and she gets up again to do like an attack, and Monique kind of smacks her in the face, and like Passepartout's all astonished and like, oh, she must be the 11th tiger. And then she does this like little meow, and it's like thing, that's the cringe. Yeah, that's the cringe moment.
Also,
the rest of it's fine.
Yeah, like the ship's captain, obviously, when he's like,
he had me. Yeah,
he's like Mr. Fogg, and he's like he's gonna do like an inspiring speech when he's like about to take off on this like makeshift airplane, and then he's like, yeah, and then Fogg's like, inspiring words.
The captain, for absolutely no reason, has like his nipples removed by a shark, like bitten off by a shark.
Yeah, they got them both in one bite, Danielle.
Wouldn't that...
He's like, I can pay for your nipples to come back. And he's like, yeah, had me at the nipples.
Wouldn't that have like destroyed his entire ribcage? How did the...
Doesn't matter. Or when So I like Lord Kelvin the most, I think. But he has loads of good lines. Like when Monique's like...
That's Jim Broadbent.
Yeah, right. Jim Broadbent. So... Monique is like, where's your proof because like all this stuff. He's like, we're the Royal Academy of Science. We don't have to prove anything. It's just, I don't know. It's just little lines like that just make me laugh, and it's I don't know.
Inspector Fix, obviously, he has a lot of physical things that happen to him in this movie. What would you say was the worst one that happens?
When he gets thrown out of a train, probably. He like loses his socks and goes out the
He gets
back
like,
of the train.
the beginning one is like he touches the car and then something falls off, hits him in the head. And he's
That's
like,
hot.
brains, or whatever. And then he gets
brains
dragged on.
He gets wrapped up in a bunch of cords and gets dragged off by this car.
The train one is like, he gets his hand. Oh yeah, he gets his willy scorched by the tea. Then he gets thrown off the train. Then he
bangs his hand on the tray or something.
Yeah. Then it's like when they're in India, he becomes like a battering ram for like opening the door. Like he gets chained to Jackie Chan.
Because he puts the handcuffs on him, doesn't he?
And then they have to do a fight. They have to
kind of like a dual fight. Yeah, that's the stuff like that. It's just bringing in these like comedy actors and then making them like do all these crazy stunts and just get involved. It just works really well.
I actually think I would have liked it if he had joined their little group.
Well, yeah, Jackie Chan saves him at one point, and then they put him on a cart.
But yeah, I think he should have gone with them. And then, like, when they got there, he would have already been there to be like, yeah, like, he sent me to try and, like, thwart Phileas Fogg.
He did do that at the end, though, didn't he?
He did, but I thought it would have been nicer if he was, like, part of their group. Like, although he went out there to stop them, he then befriended them.
Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, he also gets, like, thrown out a window by the people he's working for.
Yeah, once he gets
like,
back.
prior to that happening, So I think he has reason. Like, it's not so much that he's, like, pro-adventurers. He's, like, anti-Royal Academy of Science.
Also, like, the last scene where he, like, everyone's, like, at the top of the steps celebrating and he, like, falls out of his cast and goes all the way back down the stairs. Like, even right at the end, he's still getting injured.
So the hardest thing with this podcast is for me not to just quote the movie loads. I'm just sitting there like, Lord Kelvin's a bullet.
I have a question about the British government.
Right.
And so my understanding from this film is British government is the Queen and then the Royal Academy of Science.
Yeah, apparently.
All the power.
Yeah, we don't have a parliament. It's just the Queen and the Royal Academy.
Queen, Royal Academy. Yeah.
What I was going to say was, when they were doing those, like, terrible CG bits that you were talking about, there's one where they go over the Himalayas, and I'm like, why are we not seeing them try and cross the Himalayas?
Oh, yeah. They just ran out of time.
As in, surely that would have been, a really good moment. And it's like, the Himalayas apparently is over in, like, a day, but when they're going through America, like, at the end, it takes, like, 10 days.
Not to mention that the travel across the Pacific Ocean is... Don't see any of that. Instead, we get to see like 5 minutes of Rob Schneider being annoying, talking about how homeless people smell.
Oh, yeah.
You should stink.
And then, like, you should get up in people's faces and that'll get you money. And then that leads to the director cameo as, like, the dude who slaps him.
Yeah. I tell you why they didn't do much, Danielle, in those areas. It's because Jackie Chan's bit is finished.
Also had an issue.
No, it's because, I would have liked it too, but I think at that point, you're like almost 2 hours in. You're about an hour and 45 minutes in at that point, and they've done Jackie Chan's storyline at that point, so it's kind of like, we need to wrap this up and just quickly get the last bits done and then finished. So I think that's probably why they didn't do the other bits.
I had issue, like, just thinking of the logistics of the race, I was like, they're spending too much time pissing around in all these places. Mm-hmm. I want to see the travel where they're racing to parts instead of like some of the time wastage was
like Paris. They're there for like half a day. Like they turn up, they go to one art place, then they get on a hot air balloon and go. Then you've got like obviously the bit in Turkey or wherever Arnold is.
They had to get forced to do that because they get. Like, at sword point, they get taken off the train.
I suppose the time that they spend the most in is China. Yeah, and also, like, the San Francisco bit at the end.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really enjoy the San Francisco bit. I'm like,
I don't
"Ugh,
know.
It's boring.
And then they have something that could potentially have been an interesting scene where they meet the Wright brothers, who are talking about, are also inventors. So that could have been a lot of character development for Phileas Fogg, who's also an inventor and trying to develop a flying machine. But we just, like, happen to meet them on
America
the road
gets so
and, like,
skimmed,
hey,
doesn't it? Yeah.
I have a fashion moment of the week. Mine is an anti-fashion this time. I did not understand Monique's sun hat that was a full lattice.
Yes.
So she's on the ship going across the Atlantic Ocean with a hat to protect her that is all holes.
Yeah, no, I did think that. She does have some beautiful costumes, though.
Yeah,
As much as I hate the San Francisco bit, she's wearing, like, this really nice white, like, dress and coat when they meet Phileas when he's, like, a homeless person.
Well, I think her and Jackie Chan are both sort of in these, like, matching cream ensembles.
Yeah.
Like we've just traveled across the Pacific Ocean outfit.
Yeah. Maybe it's to, like, be in stark contrast of how dirty he looks now after, like, 3 days of... He's only had money for, like, not had money for 3 days, and he's already, like, got holes in his socks, no shoes, like...
Yeah.
So, I know you both love the end song, and you can talk about that.
No, I don't. It's a total meme. I don't love that end song.
Okay. I was like, when I was listening, because, you know, while we're watching these things, I try and be a little more than a casual observer of parts in the movie, and so I was watching it, and I was like, oh, is that Steve Coogan singing it? And I looked it up, and it's Dave Stewart from the Eurythmics sang the song. Yeah. And then it fades from that to a reggae rap version of It's a Small World, performed by the Baha Men of Who Let the Dogs Out fame.
Yeah.
Okay, now you guys can.
I think that song, the main song at the end.
Yeah.
I do, yeah. Like, I kind of agree. It's a bit memey, but it does make me feel like, I want to watch that again now because it's like a nice upbeat song. Yeah. It's definitely an end song where I'm like, that was cool, honestly.
It's a terrible song, I went on a journey. It works. Yeah.
So before we put away this film, we just want to go through our favourite characters. So I want to know, Danielle, anyone that you loved the most in this movie?
I thought the interpretation of Passepartout in this was interesting. I like Jackie Chan. Like, for all the points that I mentioned, I thought Jackie Chan did a good Jackie Chan role.
Well, and who did you not like so much?
Oh, so many. I didn't love Steve Coogan's performance in this, but I think I was most annoyed by Jim Broadbent as what was his name, Kelvin,
Lord Kelvin.
Just because it was so broad, I just didn't enjoy it myself. That's
fine. You're wrong, but it's fine. No, Nat, what about you?
My favourite character is Monique Laroche, played by Cécile de France. I love, like, the contrast, I suppose, between you've got Phileas Fogg, who's, like, a scientist, and you've got her as an artist, and it's, like, they're, like, opposites attract, I suppose. But also, like, she looks amazing in this movie. Like, all her clothes I would be happy to wear. And I think she's just funny. Like, she's got these, like, little quirks. She's like, there's a bit where they're on the hot air balloon and Passepartout's fighting on the ground and they're watching him through, like, a little telescope thing. And she's, like, almost laughing at him getting beaten up until, like, Phileas gives her a look and then she's like, oh, no, like, sort of thing. But beforehand, she's having, like, the best time watching him get beaten up. My worst character is a very small cameo. It is the John Cleese policeman. I hate Monty Python. So
I missed that. Where does he show up?
Is that a deleted scene? Or is it just, no, it's right at the end?
Well, it was in my DVD, so I don't know. But it's right at the end where the flying machine is coming into London, and then it's like where the like hobo guy is, like, the Birdmen are coming over in London, and then a policeman comes up to another policeman and they basically just start repeating, and then he's like, who would believe that? And then the crowd, like, starts repeating the same. It's like a really crap scene, but that's my worst character, just because it's just so unfunny.
Yeah, unlike the rest of the film.
Unlike the goldenness of the rest of it.
I think my favourite character has to be Lord Kelvin, which is Jim Broadbent.
Yep. Lord Kelvin's a bully.
Lord Kelvin's bully. He just makes me laugh. He's just like, his eyes are always wide. He's shouting. His costume, the way he just presents himself. He's all just like, ooh, and radio waves. And I don't know, he's very much like the Moulin Rouge character in terms of like the way he's like over the top kind of silliness about it, but then he's always angry and stuff. So yeah, I like him the most. I would kind of say John Cleese, but I'm gonna say I don't know.
You can say you don't. There's nobody that you don't like. That's fine too.
I don't think there is.
Do you want to do favorite scenes?
Well, I'll be there all day. We can.
I like from the opening to the ending.
Yeah,
That's
I like when it
favourite
starts and when it ends. What about you, Danielle?
I liked the choreography, again, going back to like the fight choreography. I thought the choreography in the Statue of Liberty fight scene was good. There were two parts that killed that scene for me. One was the aforementioned meow, and then the other was the weird animation of the Statue of Liberty winking.
Oh, yeah.
Came out of that scene.
But yeah, okay, so we're going to just rate our thoughts on the movie as well. So we do how many limes for me and Nat, and we do how many lemons it deserves from Danielle. So let's start with Danielle first. How many do you think it deserves?
So, look, I love when people are into something. One of my favorite things is to, like, I never want to read superhero comics. I like comics. I never want to read superhero comics. But to get somebody that is so enamored by superhero comics and them telling me about all of it, love that. In the same regard, I love how much you guys love this film. So if I were to rate it based on that, I would give it a 2, but I'm rating it based on my own enjoyment of the film, and I would give it a 1.5.
Oh my god.
I thought she was going to be like, I'll give it a 5 by how much you like it.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'll only give it like 0.5
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Some people can see art. Some people can't.
are just wrong. It's
Yeah, it's fine.
But no, I do really appreciate how much you guys love. Like, that's why I wanted to get to the bottom of why you love it so much, which I still don't quite understand. But
yeah, I was going to say.
We haven't really explained. We just love it. It's
It's
just love. It's just lots of fun adventures, and it's not serious, and it can just take you out of. For me, it just takes me out of having a bit of a down day, and I can just watch it and just be like transported around the world with these fun characters where everything's nice and everyone around the world is joined together just to have a bit of fun. And
everyone all over the world.
And all the villains. Join the celebration. Yeah, so like the only characters in it are like the Science Academy people, and they're just over the top silly, and there's no actual real
So what's your score?
danger. So I think we should say our score together, Nat, after 3. So our score for this film is 1, 2, 3, 5.
I was going to say a 10 out of 5 to like up Danielle's
10 out of
score,
5.
but we'll go.
28,000 out of 5.
Yeah, 5
No,
out of 5.
it is a 5 from me.
100%.
I can't.
And I know that it isn't the
can't.
best film in the world, but to me it is. So that's all that matters.
It is. I would happily watch it right after this podcast.
Me too, from talking about it. I only watched it
now I'm
yesterday.
Yeah. I literally, after going to see a bit of it at yours, and like 2 days later on that Monday, I was like, I'm going to watch it.
Right.
Oh,
well, now we've got to link it in our next podcast, which is going to Danielle next.
Yeah, so good luck. There's lots of things you can draw from.
There's so many actors in this.
Yeah, to be fair, it was a good
so many
starting
locations
movie, yeah.
So that's Gambye from me.
That's bye from me.
Yeah, bye from me too.
Okay. See you later, everyone. Bye. See you next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.